There's been a couple times I went down 6 foot, but we dug it out quite a bit, so we're making a big giant hole. And the way they're doing the roads nowadays, we don't like to really tear them up. They used to tear them up real bad. Used to big giant holes in the thing. This shoring equipment will go down, will be 7 foot long, and it could take me down to 10 feet. And it could be all operated, come on a trailer. Of course, we got the trailer at the shop. And basically 2 men can put it together and put it in the hole. And as far as safety, this is really something the water company really needs. And I really would encourage us to buy them.
Where does the money come from?
We're going to take this out of Splash. We'd like to.
That's move to approve.
Second. What was price?
Consolidated pipe, 11,108.
They're the cheapest one.
Consolidated pipe was $11,108. Have a motion and a second. Any discussions? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Nichols?
Yes.
Commissioner Reddish?
Yes.
Commissioner Darden?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Townsend?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Dan, you want to go ahead and
Pick up truck.
pick up truck?
It's time. It's been a couple of years since we've gotten any trucks in the water department. As you know, we do a lot of driving around town. We do a lot of work on everything in town, from sewer to water. We do all the legwork for the city hall when it comes to the water, on meter readers and everything like that. And I'm going to replace my truck. My truck that I got 3 years ago is going to go to a new thing we started up. We got a guy to come in, and what he's going to be doing is taking care of City Hall. He's going to be doing grease trap inspection and start doing backflows again. It's been probably since 2006 since we were doing backflow inspections, and we're starting them up again this year. And so that's why I'm requesting a new truck.
Budgeted item?
Yes.
Everything's in order with the bid? Yes. Move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Allen Vigil Ford, $19,080.
Yes. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Reddish?
Yes.
Commissioner Darden?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Townsend?
Yes.
Commissioner House?
Yes.
Commissioner Nichols?
Yes.
I got one other thing I want Dan to talk to you a little bit about. We've been discussing the possibility of using all-electric vehicles and how we would mix that in with our fleet and what it would be used for.
Yes, as you guys read in the paper, I'm the 3rd largest user of gas in the city. Electric cars, I don't know, I've kind of, been reading up on them and stuff like that, and I've come across with this one. It's a Nissan Leaf. I went over to Savannah and test drove one. I was very impressed with this little car, which I thought it was so darn small that my guys would be hard to get into, but this is a very roomy car. Right now, my meter readers use trucks. I do have one a golf cart that they use run around town. Has no windshield, no heating, no air conditioning. And those guys it's kind of getting beat up now. It's in the shop. But the trucks use probably about $2,000 in gas a year. The main meter reader truck. As far as I think they said it was like $13 now. I'm probably figuring about $3 a gallon. But it's probably for 80 miles about $13, $14 with the truck. This little Leaf will do it for $4. They're a little pricey right now, with all electric cars right now. We might be able to get a fairly good deal now that the gas is down and it's starting to get a little bit popular. Georgia is the second leading state in the union, as second only to California as far as electric cars. I don't know. It'd be something to really look into. You have an electric car running around town, not giving off any gas emissions. I don't know.
The question is, how long does the battery last in a car like
Well-
that? Do they have any clue?
What, as far as the length of years?
Expectancy, yes, like the life expectancy of the battery.
The last, now, the Leafs had a problem from 13 on down, but now the 14s and the 15s, they're warranted up to 8 years. So, pretty much you can have, batteries go that far. I mean, and that's if they're taken care of, if they're charged up right and everything like that. I was really impressed. I think, the water department with the two, I got 2 meter readers, if they, could use them. Even my guy that goes around does the cut-ons and cut-offs and does the stuff around town could even use them too. So maybe down the road, we could have a little fleet of electric cars. So, maybe do start a president in South Florida. They're mainly up in Atlanta because of the city,
Any idea what the replacement costs on the batteries are after 8 years?
I have no idea right now. From what I understand, Nissan, in probably about 3 years, will probably have batteries that'll go to 250-mile range. Right now, they're 80 to 100, which and I can have them charged up overnight. And I think I can even get a charging unit that'll actually charge 80% in a half hour. So if the guy goes out and has a good run and uses it quite a bit in the morning, he can charge it up at lunchtime and go right back out.
But I think that's something we need to look
Yeah.
at, and see where we take it from.
The difference in the cost of the vehicle,
The vehicle, they're a little pricey, they're around 30,000 right now.
Same size vehicle on gas would be what?
Well, the trucks I've been using,
Okay.
$20,000 for the truck. Like my trucks right now, they're using the older ones, they're only getting, 15 to 17 miles a gallon.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Dan. Jim?
Next, we have a bid for 3 police cars for Chief Cotton.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. We have 3 budgeted police vehicles for this year's budget, and we received 7 bids from the state of Georgia and South Carolina for 2015 Force Police Interceptors and two Dodge Chargers. All of them are V6 that were received, and the low bid actually came from O.C. Welch for $22,087 each, for a total of $66,261 as the low bid. And that would be my recommendation at this time. All of them meet the specs for police package type vehicles. And we actually bid them out for horsepower, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, and all the vehicle bids met the specs.
Budgeted item?
Sir?
Move to approve.
Second.
You have a motion and a second? Any
No,
discussion?
I wanted to ask a question.
Sure, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Didn't you just get 2 new police cars?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Did we just build some vehicles in December?
They were budgeted,
Well, we got some surplus vehicles.
Oh,
We
Just
bought
put
some.
them out.
We bought some surplus. We actually had 4 budgeted for this year, but we bought surplus with that other vehicle.
Thank
that
you.
we budgeted.
thank you. Explain.
All right, any other discussion?
Sir?
Commissioner Darden,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Townsend,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Nichols,
Yes.
Commissioner Reddy.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Keith. Mr. Deal?
I wanna bring up an issue that I think is pretty important to us in the city. It looks like we're getting further behind every day. It's on trash pickup. Several years ago, we had 3 trucks rolling and 3 crews rolling. And during the cutback, we cut back to 2 trucks. And this is where we're at today. Actually, one of the trucks, we were using it as a backup, and it has a messed up transmission. It's an older truck, and it's gonna cost about $4,000 to put that transmission back in it. So I don't wanna spend good money on bad equipment. So we've been looking at the possibility of buying some surplus trucks and maybe changing our method of operation to where we have a haul truck. The haul truck would be used to pick up, once that trailer is full of trash, that truck dumps that trailer, hooks to an empty trailer, and goes on about its task around the city. And a haul truck backs up to that trailer, hooks to that trailer, and hauls it to the landfill. The number 2 truck will do the same thing. He will work when his trailer is filled, then he will dump that trailer, and he will hook back to the trailer that the haul truck is bringing back, and we'll keep that rotation going all day long. We probably can pick up about twice the amount of trash that we're picking up today. It will require that we buy another truck. We found them anywhere from about $20,000 to $30,000, the truck we would need on the surplus market. First off, I just want to know what your thoughts are, and then maybe approval to spend up to $25,000 out of contingency fund to purchase a truck so we can improve our trash pickup.
Have you got the people to run the 3 trucks?
Probably what we will need to do, I do have some part-time people that, no, to answer your question, no, not them. Once we get the trucks located and get it back on, I have some that are out now, so it's almost impossible to get a driver. I would request at that time that we employ some part-time employees to pull those loads.
We need to do whatever is necessary. I'm gonna tell you, trash and garbage is some things we can't neglect in this city, and one of the biggest things in the past few years has been our trash trucks.
The most complaints I get is
It is from that, and of course, it's a cost to us. I mean, we don't charge anything for,
Yeah,
That's right.
is there any way, we're talking about this, is there any way to get some nominal fee out of this to say we can stay above board or stay near above board? Right? Is there anything that we can do? Because we got to do, we got to do it, in my opinion, we got to do it whether we want to or not. It's something that's got to do. The citizens, sort of demand it. You just can't leave trash and garbage out
Well,
there.
if we don't do it,
Yeah.
how can we expect them to clean up their yards?
That's right, but it takes money. And of course, we've been doing it for nothing, in fact, and so we're a little bit, under the tide. So I'm asking Mike, is there any kind of ways that we can normally come up with some monies to help, and maybe not all of it, but some, to offset some of the costs?
I think it's probably time, and maybe at budget time, we look at the fee process and see where we at with all our fees. We take in about $1 million a year in ad valorem taxes, and we run a budget of approximately $7 million. So tax money is not the big driver of city service. is fee motivated, and we definitely need to look at some of our fee structure.
Mike, where are we at right now for us? I know we allowed for some individuals to be hired. Are we anywhere there?
We're close to full staff, what we have available after the cutback several years ago. And one of them, I really think it's in our best interest if we can hire 2 part-time folks in the place of one full-time staff and work them 20 hours. In the labor force today, it seems as if the older worker is a much better worker. And I do have quite a few people that is interested in part-time positions. We can save on fringe benefit
I know we can save on the package deal, but I was just wondering, you know, we allow that money in the budget to be hired for some people, and I just want to know if
We're pretty close. I
we
think
hire anybody, or we still at a standstill?
we're hiring when we can. You know, we just advertise for a couple of positions, and I think we have one left. Of course, we have some people that are out on medical leave, and you know, you can't fill those positions.
Being this is the first year on the board and all, is it just because of the season that we're so far behind? You think it would drop off some during the summertime when it's just grass clippings? I used to just blow mine in the streets, so I didn't worry about it. Yeah, Miss Nichols was always calling on me. It was me that was blowing it out. I do know we have, Mr. Dill is still in conversation with Mr. Randy Dixon out at Broadhurst about coming up with an alternative of trying to help us get some of that stuff out here to him too, so.
That garbage, that's what we talking about, garbage and trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So we talking about 2 different.
Yard trash.
We talking about your trash, limbs and straws. That's what we have the biggest problem right now.
Right.
As far as our garbage truck concerned, we don't have a problem. The guy runs on time, he picks up on time. But we have a problem with picking up our limbs and our straws, and they stay out there for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time.
That's right.
Sometimes longer, sometimes a couple months.
Do we have, so what you're telling us is that we have enough sway cars?
Yes, we have 3.
Now, is that, every one of those have the loader on the car itself, so you actually got the, you know, well, well, since we own that, that's just the way we would probably need to do it, but what I was thinking was if the loader was actually on the truck, you could actually, you know what I mean, you could actually pull the truck up there, load it, and pull the car up there, and it could be more, you know what I mean, like that, but this is fine, this is probably this is what we need to do. What do you need, $25,000?
If I can't do it for that, I'll come back to you, but some of the ones that we've identified is.
So in this situation, we're buying a used piece of equipment that you would probably need to move on, or you need the authority to move on it.
Yes.
So that, in other words, it's not something that you can bring back to us, it's got to be, so we can't put it on the agenda because we're buying used. Just an explanation for the record. 25?
Yes.
What kind of truck is that, Vice?
It's a,
Very good.
yes, it is a pretty good truck. It's a rental truck. I thought Eddie was gonna be here tonight. What's the company, Dan? Do you know the company? Ryder, is it Ryder?
Riders
I think it's a Ryder truck.
And it's a single axle, fifth wheel?
Move to approve.
Second. Okay.
Thanks. Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
We'll get there sooner or later.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Townsend,
Yes.
Commissioner House,
Yes.
Commissioner Nichols,
Yes.
Commissioner Reddish,
Yes.
Commissioner Darcy.
Thank you, Mr. Deal. Next item up.
One thing while we're talking about trash, we had a little mix-up in newspaper article. And it's probably our fault, Derby. I think Don told you a couple things at one time, and I've been inundated with calls about where trash piles go. We do allow trash piles to go on city right-of-way between the sidewalk and the roadway. We do allow that, and quite a few of our piles are there. He was also talking with you about signs, advertising signs and election signs. We do not allow those to go on that portion of the street. And then he also complicated it by a third issue of blowing grass out into the, and raking straw out into the right of way and fine burrs and whatever. So I think we pretty much got it. The calls have almost stopped.
I kind of need too. Where the heck did we put?
Yeah, right. So, and the sad thing about it is all the people that are doing it correctly was the one who was calling. The ones that's abusing it was not calling. So anyway, just to straighten that up a little bit.
Anything else you want to stir up?
Yeah, I had a call from Chad Nimmer today. Chad is our representative, as you all know. He said major changes have been made in House Bill 170 that we've been working with for the last week or so. The changes are coming out tonight, and he would not elaborate on the changes until they were public, or not public necessarily, but until the attorney had looked over them. And he's going to be getting those to me, and I'll pass them on. Of course, Nick probably will get them before I do it from GMA.
Yeah, if you'll get that right out.
They're having a hearing tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Do you have any clue what the changes are?
He told me, he promised me today that it's something we could live with. Of course, what he thinks is
That's
something.
what they presented before. We can live with it. Just don't take this $1.5 billion.
He thought it would solidify our tax base where we were not losing any money, so bring us back home. And, we'll see. I believe him. He'll prove me wrong. And one other issue, one little tidbit of good news. We have just found out today that we are getting a rebate on our taxes paid on the wastewater treatment plant to the tune of $250,000. This money is not earmarked. It's something we can do, and this can be used for the trash truck and other areas that we need. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We haven't had any extra money in a while, so I think the lawyers even just want to get some.
Make your list.
Was that the money that engineers worked through?
Right. Husky Building Young applied for all that money that we paid taxes on the pieces of equipment that the company bought for us, and we're getting back to them. Good day.
That's a good day.
Mighty good day.
All righty. Items with the commissioner. Commissioner Reddish? Commissioner Darden?
Two things. Trash. Put what particular recycling as far as Auburn is concerned. They're always late.
Yeah.
They say they're gonna come on Saturday, they come by Sunday afternoon or Monday, to pick up the, recycled equipment. People have their garbage cans out there and then they come by. The other item I'd like to look at is possibly some, I guess you call them bumpers in the road for 4th Street and Popular Street. Traffic is bad there, people are speeding, get some traffic bumps or something, put in the road to slow down the traffic. Because, they come through there, just last week I was out walking. Guy came through there, he had to be going at least 60 miles an hour. We got too many children out there playing.
Yeah, one thing we need to do is, Glenn, you need to handle that. There's some legal supposed to put speed brakes, but, the only town I know that's got speed brakes is, Sparta, Georgia.
Florida, Georgia, yeah.
Is this at the intersection, or are you, what you're talking about is in the middle
Fourth
of the road?
Street going straight
All the way
down
down
Fourth
to
Street,
Cowboy
all the way down
In the
past
middle
all
of the
Richardson.
road.
That daycare center is down there, and children are playing all out in the street on the Fourth Street. They come through there flying. The same thing on Popular Street, one end to the other. I think got a drag strip there.
Yeah,
Well, we
I got one in front of mine.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
bumps.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Chief
could go,
could-
get Dan to go dig the road up a little bit.
I actually have done
I had
some
the
studies
same
on
problem in my
traffic.
district.
Sir?
I have done studies on that there and have researched it, and there's a few places that actually employ them, but they're not around here. Most of them is in other states. I think there's one in Arizona and in a small community, and I forgot where that other city was. The one issue that came up about the speed bumps is the liability to the cities. That if you go over it at a certain speed, it's fine, but if you go, once you go over that and people coming into the town don't realize it's there, they damage their vehicles and it can be a liability.
I'll do it once, I did this for
But
But if this sign's posted saying speed bumps,
well, the head, that's what they do in Sparta, that's what it is in Sparta. The sign there. Okay,
that's all right.
Terry? Mr. Townsend,
I don't have anything.
Commissioner House?
Just one thing, I don't often do this, this is another one of these things that's shocking coming from me. But anybody that hadn't read Derby Waters' article from the newspaper the weekend, and what that's the same article that you passed down on Facebook. This is what the state is doing to us. It's a perfect, you need to read it. It'll tell exactly what House Bill 170 at this point is doing to us. And I would encourage folks, I guess we'll come out with something, I guess the city manager will come out with a statement, or the mayor, or Commissioner Harris, or somebody will come out with a statement tomorrow after we read this, the changes. But the fact of the matter is, if the changes are not acceptable, we need to be ringing Senator Williams and Chad Nimmer's phone off the hook, and email him and everything we can do, because it's bad, bad for everybody.
Yeah. Commissioner Nichols?
No, thank you.
I do have one item. I would like to thank Commissioner Harris for the work on the House Bill 170, keeping us all informed with our emails and all about it. He serves on that board. They keep him informed, and we really appreciate you providing us with that information and talking with the legislators and all that too also. I really want to thank you for that. Anything else to come forward to the board? Hearing none, we're adjourned.